Anthony and I were very close as children growing up. At the age of 17, Anthony loves to tinker with cars. My uncle was a mechanic, and Anthony loved the transmission part of mechanic. With Anthony being 4'7", about maybe 110 pounds all of his life. I mean, for him to put a transmission on the bench was very exciting, because he could do this. But my uncle told him, if you want to be a mechanic and you want to build transmission, you have to go to school. So they enrolled him into a school, and he learned to rebuild transmissions. He did this for years, and finally, after he got married, he decided that he was going to go open his own business. He opened his own business. He was married to a nurse, and they had insurance by the state because she worked for the state. They had a divorce, and after the divorce, Anthony worked to try to rebuild his business, and the business was Lafayette Transmission. Big business, did real well. He started trying to rebuild the business, got sick, right during the time that he was canceled off of the insurance because of the divorce. Well, of course, that left him without any insurance at all. I brought him here in Pineville because he lived in Lafayette. I brought him to Pineville where I was able to get some care for him. He went to UAP. We stayed there for a while, and finally I applied for Medicaid for him because he was getting sicker, and I could tell he was getting weaker, but he was still trying to maintain a business because he knew he needed more quarters for Social Security, and he did not have them. So his whole idea was, let me try to work and get my quarters, although he was sick. So after working, he could not completely get the quarters because he was 2 quarters short. He got very sick. He ended up with another mild stroke, and it was because the carotid artery was like 95% blocked. Had surgery for that, repaired that, and he was sent home. But he still tried to work to try to pay into his Social Security because he knew what was coming. In 2010, Anthony had a big stroke. The big stroke left him paralyzed completely on the left side. Once he got into the hospital, the doctors recommended physical therapy. Well, we couldn't get physical therapy because Medicaid does not provide for physical therapy. If you have insurance, if you have Medicare, you can actually get up and eventually learn to walk. You can eventually learn to do some things because you have the provisions are there, because you now have Medicaid or you have your private personal insurance that will pay for it. But Medicaid would not pay for it. So I've had to go online, find out what I can do to try to help my brother so that I can make sure that he can sustain.